Today, I'm going to speak to you about an ayah that speaks to me a lot. وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ إِذَا نَسِيتَ. Remember your master whenever you forget. A standard in Arabic speech is al-khayrul kalam ma qalla wa dalla. The best speech is that which is simple, short, and powerful, impactful. It should hit you like a bullet without saying too much. Allah is talking about humans' capacity for forgetfulness. As a verb, this is called nasiya, to forget. As a noun, it's actually called nisyan, which is forgetfulness. Nisyan is also the root word of the word insan, or human being, which in Arabic is a play on words, suggesting that human beings are inherently, naturally, constantly forgetting important things. Allah further reinforces this point by saying إِذَا نَسِيت, when you forget. He doesn't say لَوْ نَسِيت, if you forget. He says إِذَا, which suggests that it is something that is bound to happen. So long as you are a human being, so long as you are alive, you will have a moment where you will forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And believe it or not, that does not doom you to hell for all of eternity just because you forgot God. Even if you do it again and again and again, because you are insan nasyan, you are nothing more than a forgetful human being. What happens in our communities and our societies is that we complicate the return part of the journey to Allah. Before I begin my journey back to Allah, I gotta take a million more steps. I gotta leave the haram business, I gotta leave the haram girlfriend, I smoked weed 2 days ago, I gotta wait another 40 days, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Later in this surah, Allah compares the Quran to an ocean. لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي, if the oceans were ink for the words of my master. The question then arises, do you clean yourself before getting in the bath? We've developed this culture, unfortunately, where you must cleanse yourself in order or in preparation to be cleansed. Before you are worthy of even thinking about interacting with Islam or Allah, you must take 10 more steps. وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ إِذَا نَسِيتَ. Whenever you forget me, just remember me again. He simplifies this process so effectively, reinforcing the point that this is something that is naturally bound to happen to you again and again in your life. And it doesn't make you a bad person, it just makes you a person. He also could have said, وَاذْكُرُ اللَّهَ إِذَا نَسِيتَ. Allah could have taken this chance to insert his authority and possessiveness by saying something like, عَلَى عِبَادِي أَن يَذَكُّرُونِي إِذَا نَسُوا. It's upon my slaves to remember me when they forget. But Allah doesn't say that, even though we are his slaves. But instead, he says the same thing with the word Rabbak, your master. A lot of times what happens with people who may even acknowledge that they have forgotten Allah for a long time, they might develop this feeling or this doubt. They no longer have a right to Allah. I am a stranger. But Allah doesn't say that. Allah says, actually no, believe it or not, you have a personal right to this relationship, because you're not just my slave, I am also yours. He commands, وَاذْكُرْ رَبَّكَ. You remember your Lord, إِذَا نَسِيتَ, whenever you forget.